Welcome to part 4 as we head west, right now in Outback Queensland. Included in our testing of the bus 4x4 HiAce is a new suspension system that we had built especially for it, the Headspace camper conversion, a Melbourne-built bull bar given to us to test, and of course the Egon 48-volt hub. Well, good morning. I told you often that I like remote camping. Well, here's one. The only sound is the zips and the clips and the clicks and the tinks coming from our remote campsite. As we head west, we still have about 8 days, maybe 9, to get to our home in Perth. I keep reminding her, driving along, and I keep saying to Heine, man, this is a big country, because you drive the entire day. Nothing changes. That's what I love so much about it. But the place we are camped now, it's so incredibly green, and obviously an area of, there's an underground stream, and you can see the ground around us here is cracked because it has been underwater for a long period of time, and now the water has settled down and the ground has cracked. And well, it wasn't a difficult thing to find a campsite last night. Well, we're back on the road today. We're going to crack another crack at 800 kilometers today, and it's all gravel. Taking a short break. We've got a good 2 hours under our belt this morning, and just decided to stop, check out this memorial. This is the Rick Milosevic Memorial, the 2nd 14th Light Horse Regiment based in Queensland, the Queensland Mounted Infantry. It's actually a memorial to soldiers that have died in what I like to call senseless wars, where Australia has contributed its young men to fighting often hopeless and pointless causes. It's the world we live in. Senseless loss of young life. I think that memorials like this are not only apt but necessary to remind ourselves that it's just bloody stupid. I grew up in England, where the idea that the war was meant to preserve liberty and way of life and freedom, and there was something noble about it. In my lifetime, war has changed utterly. War is no longer about that. War is about money, making wealthy people wealthier. It's the sad truth about the modern world. If you've been following the van video, 2 things you need to know. Heine and I have set up a consultancy. You can get on the call right now and have a half-hour chat with us about the van, about any of your bills. That's, of course, part of the Egon Mission First program. Link is in the description. Secondly, if you're thinking about purchasing an Egon DC hub, of course I'm talking about the 12-volt DC hub, there is a free offer on our website at the moment. That's egon.com.au. Get a free course, Heine's course, how to install wire DC installations. It's not just about Egon products. Any kind of installation that you might be doing with 12 volts in your 4x4 caravan, camper, whatever. This course is invaluable, and it's free with any DC hub purchase from egon.com.au.
Bedourie or Birdsville? That's the big question.
Well, if we had to go to Birdsville, we would then have to cross Australia via the Simpson Desert. And I know some of you are probably asking, well, why don't you go that way? Well, because it's not we haven't tested it yet. The testing is not conclusive enough for us to be able to say, yes, we are very confident that we could do a desert crossing. Mainly suspension and wheel rims. The wheel rims are not off-road rims. They're road rims. They're light duty, and we would be stretching them to the absolute maximum. A surprising piece of tarmac. We wanted to check the wheels, because something a bit strange is happening with with the ride height and the shock absorbers. The car is level, absolutely level. The height is exactly the same, and yet the presets on the springs are different.
Yeah, the pre-tension on the spring on the left and right is different. Probably to get the vehicle level. But that means we got different travel length, left hand and right.
And left and right.
Varies about that much.
But it's running beautifully.
It is.
I think we've got the shock set now exactly right.
I feel good. The only thing that I'm not sure about is how much up travel have we got. We got plenty of down travel. I know that because I did see what happened when the car got weight on it, but I'm not sure where we're sitting. I think we're sitting that we've got about 2/3 is downstroke and 1/3 is upstroke, which ideally I think would be 50-50 or a bit less down but more upstroke. I think that would be ideal. Shockies don't even get there.
They're not even warm. Still, it hasn't been particularly rough today. The gravel has actually been quite easy today.
Yeah.
Not particularly rough at all. So I wonder how long this tar piece goes for. It was,
I think to Bedourie.
well, it's about 70
A little
k's.
bit further, and then when we turn left, I think we hit gravel again.
Gravel again.
Almost all the way until Alice. So there's probably, I think, 600 to 700 k's.
We are learning a lot, but I'm still unsatisfied with the way the Headspace camper opens up and is packed away.
Fill us in, Andrew. What's happening this morning?
So I'm going to now try and it's kind of a part of this whole experiment, struggling with the roof conversion, closing and opening it. And what I'm going to do this morning is I'm going to drop things onto the ground indiscriminately, and then I'm going to try and close it on my own without any help at all to see if it's possible. Because it's a lot heavier than the troopy conversion, so it needs a lot more manhandling. All right, so I grab the strap, and then I pull it down, and then hold on to it, and then I pull, and I pull. But now what it actually needs is a knot here, so I can grab and pull. Okay, so that would be a good addition. So, but there, it's closed. Now I pack this away. I've learnt. I pack this after I've clamped it on the outside. It's actually quite effective in that I have very little to deal with of this, but I do have some. Some mornings it's a little better than others, but to pack this away. Okay, so, and it's still quite new, this fabric, so it's quite stiff. Now the way I opened it was I just lifted one side. I didn't try and open it from the inside. I found that too difficult. But you know what would be really, really useful here? Is a handle here to pull it down. Right here would make a massive difference, because I've got to pull this down and clamp it. I can do it, but I've got to do it with one hand, so it's a little tricky. So if I had a handle, make it a lot easier, and then I would just pull the handle down while I close this. So it's possible, but with a little bit of design work, and as I'm probably repeating myself, it's a development project. It's helping Headspace understand the use case, how people will use it, and how to improve the design. Again here, if I had a handle to hold on to here, it would be massively useful. And now, because I don't think I'm going to be able to close this, I don't think I'm going to be able to. I'm going to get Heiner to help me with this bit. If I had a handle here, I would be able to, almost guaranteed. It just needs refining, that's all.
Yes.
Just needs refining. Now the idea of electric struts would be very nice, but an electric strut won't do the last part. The electric strut will help open and close it, But that clamping down, you need some help. A couple of handles, I think,
Now you
might
could
be
do
enough.
the last part, if
yeah.
you have got some hooks that come in,
Yes.
that you push out, and
Yes.
then they lift the roof, and the last bit they come down, and then it pulls the hooks in,
Right.
and that clamps the tent down. It's
Okay.
just a two-stage mechanism that you can build for that.
Something.
And you might not even need external clamps anymore, because you can clamp it internally.
And we know that Ollie, who's developing this, you weren't that happy with that outside clip. Yeah, hopefully we can help you work on a solution.
We'll think about something very complicated and then leave it to you to design and develop that.
So we've done a little more than 500 kilometers already. We've had lunch at Wandara, which is a lovely little quaint, typical Queensland outback town. And now, really this morning we drove through nothing. Yeah, there was a bit of something, but it was mostly nothing. And now it is all nothing. Until we get to Alice Springs, which is still nothing, but it's very concentrated. Well, this is a town of Bedourie, where Channel Country meets the Simpson Desert. Population 143, and we're stopping here for fuel. We're actually doing really, really well. Beautiful drive this morning. Lots of kangaroos, a couple of emus. We saw one car during the whole morning's drive. Time for a cold Coke before we get going, I reckon. God, I love this kind of travel. You have no particular place to be at any particular time. Just driving across the country. So the sense of freedom is fantastic. And the fact that we're testing the van is just making things so much more interesting and entertaining. Really is a lovely thing to do. Keep looking at the van, thinking, oh, it looks so good.
My 76 would be worse on those gravel roads than this car is, because it's so smooth to ride. It's just, you hardly feel the...
It is, there's no question, but now I want to compare it with your Hilux. That's a fairer comparison. Leaf springs at the back, independent front.
Yeah.
Same thing with your Hilux?
It handles very similar to the Hilux.
Similar.
And the Hilux I really like driving on gravel roads because it's got a bit more of that rally car feel. Because you got more control because of the independent front suspension. It's a lot easier. If you get into slight drifts, it's a lot easier to catch than solid axles. It's always a bit harder to drive solid axle car fast. It's good for really gnarly, hardcore off-roading.
Yes.
But just for the overland drives, gravel roads, bumps, corrugations, I prefer the Hilux to the 70.
Yeah.
And I think it's very similar. The Hilux, I think you can drive a bit more rally car-like, which I like about it.
Sure, because it's slower, it hasn't got that. But this does not feel overly top-heavy. You would think, being a van, it would be, but it's not.
You can drift this quite comfortably around the corners a little bit, and you just feel in control. It doesn't feel like it's going to go or anything like that. But it gives you plenty of warning. It goes a little bit, and you just slightly correct, and you can just keep it there. And
yeah, it's very predictable, and it's not top-heavy, which is one of the things that I was worried about. I mean, you just look at it and you think, well, that's going to be top-heavy. It does not feel top-heavy.
Not at all.
Even with that roof conversion, which is over 100 kilograms, does not feel...
I think the roof conversion, already said, is close to 150 kilos.
It's 150.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not...
But you can't feel it. You really can't feel it.
And as you'll see now, behind us, it turns heads. Everybody is looking at it.
Yeah.
There you go.
Hey, good yourself?
Good. Is this basically yours?
Yeah.
What is it?
It's a HiAce.
A HiAce, is it?
A delivery van.
Yeah, that's cool.
Slightly modified, well, heavily modified delivery van.
But it's got 200 series running gear in it.
Yeah,
So it's got 200 series front diff and transfer case in it. So you got proper low range.
Bloody hell.
Rear diff from a SR5 Hilux.
A factory standard, or did you?
Now there's a company in Queensland called Bus 4x4. They modify them for the mines.
Oh, righto.
And we've just taken it a little bit further and you know, it's not quite there yet. We're just driving it back to Perth.
Yeah.
It's still missing everything on the inside to make it a proper camping car.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's got, see the roof section there?
Yep.
That's like on the troop carriers, you know, the pop roofs?
Yep.
It's the same thing.
Oh, I seen you drive past earlier on.
Alrighty.
What the hell was that? You know?
Yeah, you don't see many of them around, not like that anyway.
Yeah, I didn't recognise the car, and then I seen a Toyota bloody what?
Yeah, you can't picture the HiAce, you can't really see it anymore, right?
No.
Tobermory Station is where we're going to spend the night. I thought I'll just bring out a camera and show you this. This is, I think, the longest road train that I have yet seen. It would be approximately 60 meters long. And this is a private cattle station where they've set up lodging for the night and a fueling service. It's got 4 interconnected trailers on this rig, and when you see one coming towards you, you get off the road. They are quite something to see when they drive on these long stretches of gravel. The longest road trains in Australia are found in the Northern Territory.
You know, I always wanted to say that, but pretty impressive when it's fully erect, hey? I haven't got money.
So they have a 4X Gold, 4X Bitter, Great Northern Original, Great Northern Super Crisp, Victoria Bitter, no we won't have that, Emu Export and Han 3.5.
I think 4X Gold.
4X Gold? Yeah, I'll have one of those too.
Yeah?
Yeah, do, when you're in Rome, do what the Northern Australians do.
Fresh from the can. I've got a 6 and a 7, well, you can decide. I think you look more like a 6. I'll take the 7.
A fly got on my ear earlier, and ever since then it's itching me. Cheers to the viewers, cheers to you. You do know that we're sitting underneath a windmill. Impressive, isn't it? Look at that, enormous windmill that we're sitting underneath.
I like these iconic Outback. It's not the only one. There's stations, stays, camps. You know, this is. I'm not sure where else you find this in the world, but this is as Outback as it gets.
It's uniquely Australian. That is the right way of using the word unique, but it is something that is not found. It has its own style and its own flavour, and it's the fact that we're sitting under windmills. That itself is unique. The road train that's close to 60 meters long. That's unique. You know,
and being so far away from everything, I think you feel it when you're in a place where you're so far away from everything. There's a certain feel about it.
Every person that has arrived here has spent day after day after day in their cars.
Yes.
There's no other way of getting here. So it brings people together.
It does.
You know, and every now and again, while I love wild camping, there's nobody around. Sometimes when you want to get a taste of the local flavour, there you go. That's the local flavour here, mate. Yeah, there it is. Right on you. It's not bad at all, actually. And I noticed earlier when we arrived, there were two cowboys. They're station hands. Those of you in North America would call them cowboys. Genuine cowboys. These are men and women work on the stations. That's their life, their lifestyle. And I've spoken to some of them, and they love it. And they look rough and ready. They've got big, big hats, and they are part of the land.
Yeah. It is tough work, but I think it's really rewarding to have a job like this.
Yeah.
Being out every day.
And you know, I hate noise and I get troubled by noise, but the fact that that truck has been there for the last hour, refueling the tanks here with diesel, the noise doesn't bug me. It's not annoying me because it's part of this. It's a working station. It's a fantastic part of touring Australia. It really is. Well, good morning. This is our morning here. Yes, the Galahs are here, and they're making sure everybody knows that they're here, and welcoming everybody to this campsite. I think tonight we might just camp at the side of the road because well, we won't have the wonders of the galahs in the trees, which are truly awesome. There was a generator that kind of was buzzing and quite noisy all night, but apart from that, slept well. Sourdough toasties. Well, Heina's doing that. So the local greeting is "Yai, yai." That's the local greeting. It's "See you, mate." Yai.
It means, how you going, mate? Beautiful day. Sun's gonna be out pretty much all day. Brekkie was quite good. Sun should be out, yeah, all the time. So, you know, unless there's anything else, I'll be off on my helicopter now.
I'm purposefully driving in the roughest part of the road. I'm putting my wheels in the biggest hole, the worst bit. This piece of corrugation right here. This is nasty corrugations. We're not the worst I've ever seen, but it's horrible. It's unbelievable how this thing rides corrugations. There's something wrong with it.
And you say that driving a delivery van.
And I'm driving a delivery van. It's my van. Lieutenant Dan. It's wow.
It's a lot better than the 70. The 76 does not handle this even close. I don't even think the Hilux handles that even remotely.
You get these ridges of sand. And when you drift the car over the ridge of the sand, you'll feel the car slightly sway a little bit as it goes from the wheels go over a ridge of sand to the next, favourable track to put your wheels. You do that.
Yeah.
This thing, nothing. No drifting, it just moves.
And that is really bad corrugations you're hitting right there. But you brace for impact and then nothing happens.
I'm astonished on how good this thing is at corrugation. That has surprised me. This then is Tarleton Downs, located on the Plenty Highway as we head west towards Alice Springs. This is the remains of a missile that was flown here soon after the end of the Second World War. It was part of the Cold War, early Cold War rearmament in the United States. And you can actually see inside it, there are a number of sensors, lots of cables and wires. And Australia actually had a very big part to play in the Cold War. There was nuclear testing here. They detonated a nuclear device in South Australia during the Cold War. And this particular piece of hardware actually was part of a missile that crashed in this part of the Northern Territory. It's pretty fantastic if you look at it. An amazing story. What do you think of about that?
Is that right? It's got 44-gallon drum thrusters.
Oh, that's because they couldn't afford real thrusters. They couldn't afford them, and it was in the Outbacks, and so so what I told you now is absolutely, I mean, it is complete bullshit. Yeah, I made it all up. I have no idea what this thing is. We couldn't figure out what it was. No idea at all.
Looks good so far. Nothing's come loose.
Suspension's all good.
It is.
It's been rough the last hour. It's actually been very rough in the last hour. Really shaking it up a lot. The shock absorbers are quite cool, and they've been working hard, and they are vaguely warm, honestly. Not even as warm as I mean, yeah, it's slightly warmer than ambient. So, which is very good news. That's a big thing about shocks. When they get hot, they cavitate, and of course they stop working. The idea is you keep them cool, and the tires are really quite cool. And we were worried about the slider. The mechanism of the slider is still working absolutely perfectly, absolutely faultlessly. There's no undue, doesn't rattle at all. Some of the panels are rattling. Some I've noticed next to my next to my ear, that pedal's got a bit of a rattle on it.
The B pillar on this
Yes.
side does as well.
Yeah. Is that rattling?
I think that might have got something to do with it.
I think that's got a bit of a rattle. It's been really nice to drive on the gravel. Behaves itself extremely well.
Have you noticed that we've completely stopped checking the electrical system?
That's it. We
just drive.
That's what happened last time when we drove to Perth to Melbourne.
It's
After 3 or 4 days, we realised
because it just works. It just works. It just works.
All we're doing now is shaking it a lot.
Yeah, shaking the circuit board a lot. It's probably another thing that we should check how.
We should, and of course you have a diagnostic system in there that when you turn it on, there's a buzz.
Yeah.
And if it lost charge current, there would be a buzz.
If there would be any fault that the alternator controller detects, it will start to go beep, and we will know there's a problem with it.
And it hasn't beeped yet.
Just beeps the first 2 seconds when you turn it on, just to give you an diagnostic system is active, turns off. But that's all we've heard so far. So.
We are doing a track called the Bins track. And, well, it'll give us an opportunity to go off-roading in the HiAce. The standard of electrical installations in 4x4s, caravan, camper trailers is actually quite poor, and that is because of a lack of expertise and companies doing vehicle builds holding on to that expertise. That is no longer a problem because of the Egon DC hub. It reduces build time, installation time, by over 75%. Difficult to believe, yes, but it's a simple unit that allows all of the batteries, all of the chargers, all of the accessories to be wired into one compact place. No need for a bus bar. And because no lugs, no heat shrink, all you need is a screwdriver. And you wire everything to one compact place. It saves a huge amount of space, and as I said, a huge amount of time. And you will get a first-rate, first-class installation every single time, without the need for expertise. You owe it to yourself to go to egon.com.au, look for DC Hub. It will change your build and to possibly change your life.